Hey, this is Jesse from State of Shock, and you're at Popularity.com rocking out.
Now, when you listen back to the songs on Rock and Roll Romance, did any of them surprise you?
We spent a lot of time making the record, so we had a lot of time to analyze the parts. We recorded them once at my house, and then we went into the studio and did them properly. So, we spent a lot of time, so we knew what we were getting at the end of it.
Do you consider Rock and Roll Romance to be a different direction
I would
compared
say
to the previous album?
it's a growth in a good way. I think we went through a lot over the last 4 years. Like each one of our records we've done has been a progression, I believe. We feel anyways, from the previous one because we've gained a lot more. We started as an indie band, then we got a bit of success on the last one, which allowed us to tour all over the world and play with bands, which made us grow to where we are now.
Is there a certain sound or instrument or a type of lyric that just would not be State of Shock without it?
Me, everything I put into State of Shock. No, you know what? We sort of stick to. I don't want to say formula because that's the wrong word, but we like big melodies with stories, with lyrics that are meaningful, and the heavy guitars. That sort of would encompass State of Shock, I would say.
Now, you mentioned that you spent a lot of time working on the album. How much time was that compared to the previous album?
You know what? In retrospect, it's probably about the same because we've had a number of years between records. It's been about 4 years between each of the 3 records we've done. This one we were touring for 3 years, so and then we went through a few legal issues and changes with our team, so that's why this one took 4 years. So we were working on it while we were on the road, but we didn't until we got home. We weren't really able to sit and focus.
Now, some artists prefer bands just go and actually pick up a physical copy of the CD instead of, say, downloading it off iTunes, because then that way the fan gets a whole experience.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
You know what? When I used to love getting a band CD and reading what the band has to say, I know, it's this day and age, it's different. I really love when people do that. It's great if somebody buys the music. If somebody buys and pays for it to begin with, it's great. I'm happy, But when people buy the physical copy, that's what I used to love doing. Like when I hear a band or whatever and I really like it, I want to see the physical copy of it because I want to see what the band looks like, what they have to say, maybe find out some of the lyrics. I know music has changed quite a bit with the internet and all that. It's music's so accessible and easy, and I'm not against the people that take the music because at least the music is getting out there, but I really appreciate when people go buy a physical copy.
Was the band ever unsure of the direction that you wanted to take this time around?
No, I mean we wrote a number of songs for the record, so it just kind of evolved itself. We didn't sit down and go, we have got to go this way, because I think when you try to do something like that, you usually end up failing. You can't force something. So.
How do you feel you've grown as a musician between the albums?
Well, I started taking guitar lessons again. No, you know what? People laugh. They go, "You take guitar lessons?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do," because you can never stop. That's my craft. But you can always learn something. Like, it's like building a house. If you work with somebody else, maybe you learn how to do something slightly different, right? So, I think I'm always evolving or trying to evolve and better myself.
How do you hope to progress from this album?
Well, I hope to be on the road for a few years with this one, out of the studio, and go out and promote it, and shake people's hands and say thank you for everybody that supported the record, and then get back and do another one.
What were the biggest challenges that you faced going into this album?
The biggest challenges? Working with these other 4 people. I'm kidding. Sort of. No, we didn't have a lot of challenges. We didn't really put pressure on ourselves. We just enjoy making music, So it took longer than we, had hoped, but we went through, making music is only one part of this whole business. There's so much other stuff that goes along with it, record companies, management, that people don't ever see. And that took up a lot. We went through a lot of stuff that was very trying. But you know what? We're done, we're through it, and on to the new record.
What can you guarantee to State of Shock fans, no matter what?
You're going to have a hell of a good time if you come see us. We always have fun, regardless.
Is there a particular incident where you realized that State of Shock had finally arrived?
Well, every time we go somewhere, I know we've arrived. You know what? I don't think we've ever really sat and thought we've arrived, because we're on the inside of the machine. It keeps going, and we always are going for the next thing. So we get to a certain accomplishment, and we're like, great, now we got to do this. Now we got to. There's never any right on. We've done it, and you know, we're there. We can sit back. We're not like that.
How do you feel that the new album is going to alter your live show?
It's going to have new songs from the last 4 years that we've been touring. I don't think it's going to really alter. I mean, what we aim to do when we go play is have a good time. And you know, if you've ever seen a State of Shock show, you know, people can come up and go, man, you can tell you guys just love to do what you do. We laugh, we play, we joke around while we're up there, and we have a good time. And we do it 5 nights a week.
Would you say that the success that you guys have experienced makes it harder or makes it easier?
Depends on what. I mean, if we were sort of basing that on trying to repeat the same thing, we'd probably be shooting ourselves in the foot, right? You know, that's why I always go back and I say, you know what, we made a record that we're really happy with. We did that on the last one, and it took us to this point. You know, so now we're at this point. We made a record we're happy with, and we'll see what happens. You know? The initial reaction's been very good. You know, we've done a few shows so far with the new material, and it's a good rock show.
Are you guys demanding of each other? What kind of expectations?
Demanding? I'm totally demanding.
What kind of expectations do you have for each other?
Not much anymore. We're like a family, so we know what to expect from each other. You know, we've been 8 years now doing this. So we know each other pretty. It's like brothers and sisters. So you don't expect too much.
What would you say has been the coolest moment to date?
Oh, you know what? I don't know that I could put that into one moment. We've been so lucky. I mean, we toured with Aerosmith. I had those guys' posters on my wall when I was a kid. That's pretty cool. And Bon Jovi we were out with, and you know, we've had so many great times. Been able to walk red carpets and, you know, sit beside Bryan Adams. And a lot of moments where you go, oh my God, I'm sitting here, or I'm actually get to do this. I get to play in front of 35, 40,000 people a night. So, you know, I don't think I can nail it down to one.
What are you most proud of about the album?
You know what? I think we put our effort into it. We took basically the last 4 years of our lives and wrote about it and put it into a record. You know. So I think overall, I said front to back, I think, you know, we're all very happy with it.
Any final thoughts? Anything that you'd like to say to the Raiders of Popularity?
Thank you for all your support. You know, support live bands, local bands, live music. We all appreciate it. Everybody needs help. You know, everybody's out there pouring their heart and soul into things, trying to do what they want to do, and it's a rough business, and it's tough, and it can beat you up. But you know, the support from people that read the articles, buy the music, it's so appreciated.